Little buddy, you've been with me over the years. You know, you've been there. You've been through all the changes, UL 2000, 2016, 2018, and you work with every gate operator. You're really compatible with everybody, and everybody's always liked you, but unfortunately something new, better, faster, better looking has come along. So it's time to say goodbye.
But not to worry, I got the IRB-RET2.
So let's take a look at the two together. So this is the IRB-RET, the original. This is a newer version where they integrated the hood on top of it. It handled all the voltages that I need, and it was a low current draw. I liked it for its reliability, but it was a little bit bigger than some of the other Photo Eyes. The installation was a little bit different. It had this 3/4 inch fitting on there, so I had to use a reducer, which was an extra buck. That way I could do 1/2 inch conduit all the way down. The bracket that fit on there was a little unique. This is what the bracket looked like, and it was meant to basically be screwed in. And the few times I did screw it in were actually the odd times where actually somebody would come by and hit it with their car, so they break the screws off. So in general, I would put a weld there and then just weld the sides. The downside is you better make sure that it's 100% perfect. So we'll pull the RET2 out here in a second. Let's just take a look at the RET and the internal components of this. The reason why I wanted to do this was just to show you what some of the physical changes are, and you might be able to get a better idea of that by looking at the size of the circuit board. Now let's open the RET2 up and let's find out what I like and don't like. I got my handy Southwest Automated Security pocket knife. This is the first time that I have seen it outside of an expo, although it has been in the field reliably working for a long time. Gotta love EMX. Looks like 7 or 8 page manual. The one part about the design with the old RET was if you wanted to move it up or down or left or right, it might affect actually where you weld that bracket. In this particular new design, you're going to get away from that a little bit. And the way that it's a little bit less challenging in installing this one is that the ball head that's on the bottom of the Photo Eye is going to give you a lot of flexibility. Of course, you have to be able to see it in order to do that. It's going to give you a lot of flexibility of how you mount. Now, this design is not unique. There are some other manufacturers that have a similar design. However, they may be proprietary to their gate operator. As we know, EMX made in the USA, designed in the USA. This particular bracket and the Photo Eye itself, they made a conscious decision to try to do as much of that stuff that they can in the United States, and to the best of my knowledge, all of these parts are made in the USA. So this is the Photo Eye. Looks like the front of the bracket, set screw, and the 2 locking screws in it, reflector and reflector hood. I do like the design of this bracket. So let's take a look at the Photo Eye real quick. So we have the main Photo Eye, the bracket that attaches to this bad boy. So that bracket goes just right here. These screws go on it just like this. And then this is just a little set screw for when you get the Photo Eye in the right position. You can really crank down on it and bite into this industrial strength ABS plastic or whatever it is. So you'll see that bracket has the right design, because the first thing that I was looking for was this notch back here. And what this notch allows you to do is use these actually 2 holes right here to mount to a round post. So that's important. I like that. You need that feature. I was just, I think I might get yelled at on this one. So, so this has a 1/2 inch fitting, female threaded fitting on the bottom. So if I take my 1/2 inch out of that, I'm not going to be able to meet this hole. So if that's the case, I wonder if there's any more parts in here. All right, so that's something I don't necessarily like right off the bat. I don't want to go from this wire in here to the wire through this and then drill a hole through whatever I'm mounting to. I'm going to want to actually put conduit in there because it'll expose this. So I don't know if I have an earlier revision or they have an answer for that, but that's my first thing is I would like to integrate a cover or something like that so I could go directly here into here without having to worry about direct water splashing up into the circuit board. So now let's take the back of this housing off. When I was at the Fence show, I bought this Klein tool. I don't know if any of you guys are using it, but they have it an impact 11-in-1. So apparently all of these tools are impact rated. And then you have a 5/16 driver, you have a 3/8 driver, and then I think you have a 1/2 inch for hand tightening, but they're all heavy duty. I think that's actually kind of a neat design. The cover comes off pretty easy. I like these embedded threaded screws in here. It's a lot better than the ones that are self-tappers, so that's an awesome design. I don't see a rubber, oh yeah, there's a rubber gasket in there, so that'll definitely make, oh, that's it, baby. That is it. Do you see how they freaking designed that to trap the screws in there? Oh yeah. That right there makes the design 1,000 times better. I don't have to go hunt down those screws. And we all know how I've complained about products out there that don't have this. And then on top of that, when you call the manufacturer to find out what the screw is so you could go buy you a dozen of them, they don't even know what the screw is. So that right there is freaking awesome. You won't have to worry about losing them. Gotta love that right off the bat. Second thing I had seen actually at the trade shows is the terminal strips that are on here. They're removable, so what that allows you to do is pull that wire up through there, make your terminations, and then pull it back through the bottom of the conduit or the routing hole down here, and then push these back on here. So for diagnostic and installation purposes, it makes it 10 times faster. Gotta like that. The dip switch settings I won't review. This is just a quick unboxing so you guys can realize that there is a new workhorse out there. Thought I was really gonna kill a horse. I'm not sure why you need a second manual. Let's see if they meet the challenge. Aha! So that's what I was just complaining about, is that the manufacturers have these screws and all this stuff, but they don't ever tell you what the damn screw is to replace it if you lose it, like this little small set screw up front. So that's kind of nice. I'm not sure, 100% sure why they did it in a separate manual. Real quickly, it meets all the voltages that I'd like to see. However, I have had instances where I'm replacing the Photo Eye, which is why I carry these things, is because I use it as the only Photo Eye for replacing existing Photo Eyes that I carry on my truck. It's the only third-party one that I carry. Maybe what I want to see 120 volts, maybe. Current draw with the relay activated 50 milliamps, which is all I care about, worst case scenario. Because if you have something blocking it overnight, or it's active all the time and the relay's triggered, that you need to know the maximum current continuous draw. Response time's 250 milliseconds. It's going to handle all the temperatures that you need and all that stuff. The installation, I think I just showed you. Put 4 self-tappers in the wall and then mount that thing. And then there's the pipe instructions, sensitivity, and all that good stuff. So there's nothing really tremendously unique in this Photo Eye compared to the RET. All the gate operators that you service out there are going to be great. Up to 60 feet. I always go up to about 45 feet. And as soon as I see that, I get into the IRB monitor, I think is what they call it, IRB Mon. And that one, I'll run 100 feet and not have any problems whatsoever, especially where high dirt and debris is. So now if you take a look at the circuit board, you can really see, or just compare them next to each other. You can see if this had the bracket on there, it is substantially bigger. It's exactly what you would expect. 2-wire poles, dual pole relay. Now here's something I never did like, and that is that they don't label VRX as power, and that's exactly what it is. So if you take a look at where it says VRX plus and minus here and VRX here, that's where the power is. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure what VTX is. Something I noticed is I know that these are not polarity sensitive. Although we would always put them in alphabetical order for the wiring that we did. This actually has a polarity marking actually on the silk screen of the control board. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. The RET had an integrated design so you could slap the hood over it. This one actually has the hood fabricated, molded into the actual plastic. But you see that the size is a lot smaller, and you see that it's going to be a lot easier to install with the range of motion that it has here. Overall, check out the IRB-RET2. I like the design. I like that it's a lot smaller. I do have some concerns about pulling my wire out of there. Why can't we get a housing that covers that? I give it high marks on the overall design. This design of the screws not coming out if you drop them is phenomenal. More manufacturers need to make more products like that. Having the integrated hood, I like. This little bar right down here, just like it is here, gives you a status indication. A plastic mount, which I'm not against as long as it holds up. Having it to where it's rounded like that for pipes is just fine with me. So I think overall, as long as I can get 10 years out of this one, just like I could this one, I will be happy with the design. I think that the only thing that I got to address in my installation is getting the wire from down here on the bottom into that hole. If I mount it on a post like that, it won't be protected. So they make little fittings that go inside here that are watertight, and then you can just run your direct burial cable out the bottom. Maybe that's what their intention was. IRB-RET2, it's out there, it's great. It is going to be the new workhorse for me. 2-year warranty, made in America. If you take a chance and put this on your truck as a replacement for the majority of photo eyes that are out there, when you have one go bad, you're gonna lower your cost in truck stock by just carrying one photo eye, and it'll meet all your needs for the majority of gate operators out there, and it's UL listed for that 2-year warranty. You can't beat it.
And by the way, I really didn't get rid of the IRB-RET. It's still there. Couldn't do it. Shit, I can't bring myself to do it. Damn it.